just started recording.
Okay, we're on.
So, Elsie.
Yes.
Where did you start on social media?
MySpace.
Twitter.
Wow, you've been with Twitter that long?
March 2009.
Oh my gosh.
But I haven't done a lot. But I do have people who said, hey, I was with you at Twitter since the beginning. And I'm like, God, you really have been.
Wow.
But I didn't talk much on it.
Okay.
What happened was I was on Twitter, and Demi Moore was on Twitter with Ashton Kutcher, and they had the whole, I guess that's how you say his name, but she's doing Blip. And so because it was music, I had to know how to do Blip FM. So I followed that. And since Blip FM will automatically post to Twitter, I had zillions of posts to Twitter because I was at Blip FM. I have 5,000 listeners over there. That's how much I play over there. Or have historically.
Can you explain Blip FM again?
Well, the problem is, in the beginning, you would send music through Twitter that way. It had several different resources where you could send music. Now, technically, why not just send it directly, say, from YouTube? Because YouTube has more of it, I would say. And already I'm probably stepping on some social media's toes because they think they have more. Any of them, SoundCloud, any of them. Now I'll just forward them from anywhere. But in the day, because you were like a DJ, you could you'd have people come and watch your playlist. And and I'd find a lot of music from other people's playlists. So it separated you out to other music lovers. Boy, my voice is weird today.
Yeah, your voice, it's kind of sexy, actually. The whole point of it for you would be sharing
music
and learning more about what you guys were aligning with as far as taste, right?
Right. But you had people all over the just all over the scope and music, but I'm kind of all over the scope and music. But it's interesting. I did learn some things from being on Blip. And that's where I cut my teeth in any sort of how to deal with other people. People like to be recognized. If you actually are forwarding a song somebody else forwarded first, you give them credit. You have like on tweets, you have the RT for the retweet. On Blip, we had the RB for the reblip. Right? They like to be acknowledged. They like conversations. They like it when, you acknowledge, even if you don't re-blip their song, if they blip the Eagles and that makes you think, hey, I want to blip the Eagles. If you go, hey, inspired by so-and-so, they like it. It's this little social interaction. And, I suppose
writing
people
on this tiny little pad.
I have a big pad.
Thinking. Yeah.
I'm currently on the self-help front and the coaching and so forth. This is the book I'm reading now, right?
What's it called?
It's called The Sorcerer's Crossing by, I don't know how you pronounce that, Taisha Abeller? Taisha Abeller? But I keep getting semi-herded by things in my life towards Carlos Castaneda. And this would be through that. It's not one of his books, but it's in the same. He wrote the foreword. And they have people in common. Wow. But so my current thing in this notebook is that I have to recapitulate, which means I have to name every person I have ever met in my life and basically do a meditation on them, kind of. So I needed a big notebook. And that's the one we're borrowing for those social media notes.
Wow, cool.
Oh. But, you know how we were talking about Commun-it, whatever that was called the other day?
Yeah, that's on my list of what I want to discuss.
I noticed over on Twitter, right? I've never really looked at the analytics or anything. But yeah, one of my videos for today was talking about never compare yourself with other people because there's all sorts of badness that comes from it, but it can be very, very innocent at first because you can be looking at social media numbers and why do they have more likes than I do? Why do, blah, blah, blah. And you start out just trying to figure out what was their, method of doing it, and the next thing you're putting yourself down like and nowadays I catch it within about 5 words into putting myself down, but it still is that way. But while I was doing that, I was routing around in Twitter and I found some of my analytics, and I can tell you that the posts that do the best are all from Commun-it.
Really?
And it's because I use those mostly for the acknowledging other people. And people don't seem to mind the form letterness of it. They're more happy that you acknowledge them.
Okay, I need to
and Twitter, I can't keep up. Most things, Facebook, I can keep up and acknowledge, and it's just me. But Twitter, it's it's a circus, and I can't keep up.
I think it's a circus too. I can't keep up either. I thought Commun-it was just a part of Twitter that expanded it.
I don't know what its origins were, but it lets you keep track of who's following you and who isn't following you. And the thing, I can keep track of that on some of them pretty good. I just realized that my blab was all screwed up because I was misreading I was reading ones where I'd look at somebody's and it'd say they were following me, but I was actually looking at their stats. So I followed a bunch of people thinking they were following me. And then it's like, I didn't even know who they were or what they talked about. It's like,
and something I learned from, I think, Jonathan Tripp was you always want less. You want
more people following you than you're following.
That's it. Thank you.
And it's sad. It is really, really sad, right? And I have a tip on that one too. But it is really sad. I got blocked before. On Twitter at that 2000 mark because I was the type that wanted to follow a lot of people. For me, also, when you want to share information with people, the more information you're following, the more you have to share. But so I got at that block, but I've gotten way past that now. But I've been, I've been sensitive to that because I got blocked at Twitter before. So I'm looking at my Instagram and I already fixed my blab. But what you do on the one, if you want somebody to follow you and you're a little sensitive about what that ratio is, and it's just, look at it as just a business thing. It doesn't mean anything other than I want to continue to be able to follow people, and if I don't keep that ratio, they're not going to let me. It's literally in their metrics where they stop you. It's one of those jail things. But so go share something of theirs. If you want somebody to follow you, give them attention. That attention, and you can't just then renege it the minute they do follow you, or you ain't gonna keep them. But it's just like you want to go out with a pretty girl, give her some attention.
Okay. Hey, and you mentioned getting busted on Twitter. How many times have you gotten busted on social media?
The only place was Twitter. The only place was Twitter was, and it was that follower thing. Although I've had, you know how you occasionally will, or at least I get them occasionally. I'll get these people. It's because of the coaching. It's because of all the happy. But I'll get people who will like everything I post over on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And it always changes. I've had about 3 of them. I do have a current one. But one of the ones in the middle, she got busted. And she actually messaged me and apologized that she couldn't like my stuff anymore for a while because Facebook had put her in liking jail and she couldn't like anything.
Jeez.
I didn't even know there was such a jail.
Oh. I guess it's a system, right?
It's
like
a system.
Everything else.
I suppose that when you're like that, they're considering you a robot, but in a way, it's because you're mimicking robot behaviors.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
That's
like everything.
That's what it is. It's robot behavior. Mimicking robot behavior.
Don't mimic robots.
I still am confused about Commun-it.
Commun-it, it's a thing where it's going to help you keep track of who's following you and who's not following you.
And why is that important?
Well, for the people who are in the multi-level marketing and stuff, you can have I think I got rid of me following all of my dead people, but I didn't have my dead people stop following me. I wouldn't even know beginning how to do that. But you'll have people that aren't active. So your numbers won't necessarily be good. You want as many of those followers to be actual active followers that interact with you. They're looking for leads to sell things and so forth, which in theory, even if you're not doing that directly, isn't that what we're all doing kind of on the internet? We want somebody to pay attention to something for some reason, even if we don't know why we're saying it. But so you want active followers. That's part of the reason why all those different systems of buying them. You can buy followers, but do they genuinely follow you?
Okay, you just led us right into cred. please help me out with cred, because this is my issue. I need my glasses. I have to read this. So I want to know how cred helps coaches, artists, and organizations. Oh, and the other thing is, I am getting the same investments over and over, and I can only go to 200 because I didn't pay anything except for $5 for one mission. So I don't know how all of this works. It's like, and then I can't get into some missions. It's like, you're not
some
eligible.
missions are for shareholders only. And sometimes I went to one the other day where it was a shareholders only, and there must be, and it's like I've done missions, but I wouldn't have known how to set up a mission that said it the way they did. But it was not only like, you're not this person's shareholder, but you're blocked from posting to their wall, and you're, I'm like, whoa, okay, I'll go to somebody else's wall.
Right. I'm getting invested.
Here's the thing. This is why that's good for you. Okay. For me, okay, I went to that Hay House thing before I went to the retreat in Utah. So 2014 March, I go to the Hay House thing, right? The overwhelming message I'm getting, if you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're a coach, if you're a singer, if you're a whatever it is, that marketing and self-promotion, it's on you, babe. You have to do it. And so social media is where you're going to do it. So you're going to need to know something about it. When you're over on Empire Cred, you're interacting with people like that all over the world, right? So it depends on your interaction. Just like where I said, say on Twitter, if you want somebody to follow you, give them some attention. You know, you like their stuff. There's a reason you want to follow them. Share it, like it, share it, retweet it. You know, give them a little bit of, you know, doing that over there, you're among, and no, none of them are here actually, but maybe they'll show up. It was interesting because the only person that I didn't know that was subscribed this morning had the first 5 letters crazy, and it was like, oh. But so my theory in doing it was that it would give me a way of knowing what's working and what's not working. And if you watch how I'm explosive over there at Empire Cred, I am learning things. Did you see, you probably didn't, but do you know what happened to me yesterday on Empire Cred? And I actually tweeted it because I thought, milk it for the best it is. I actually had another player, one of those leaders, do one of those, I'm putting out this money, you buy her shares with it, to the tune of 1 million creds. And I said, I now know what it feels like to have somebody invest 1 million of a currency in you. That's pretty cool. So see, just do it for the mind game. Yes,
why do people invest in us?
Why do people invest in us in there? Part of it is the interaction. I found that I was kind of beginning to stall out. Because I was mostly over on Facebook. I had wanted to do some, stuff in some of the other social media. So I've been playing with those numbers and seeing how they grow. And I've been able to move every number, every number. But one of the ones on Empire Cred that was really important to move that number is those purchases of stocks. So don't buy as big. I was buying like I actually buy stocks in the beginning, right? So I was buying bigger blocks, buy smaller blocks of more people. Get that interaction. Get those people that are buying you back.
So that's the only activity, right, that Cred offers is just investing. Well,
and
what is the interaction?
The interaction is they do have clubs up there you can talk on. I've talked a little bit with some of them, not too much. A lot of them will do a lot more. Say you do a mission. If you did a mission, did you post on their wall and talk to them? Have you put missions to talk? You see what I mean? There's all sorts of little interaction that way. It just gives you a place to group all of your social media efforts together and look what's being more successful, which ones are responding better, where am I moving the mark, where is my fan base, or where are my friends, where's my tribe? I think
I don't relate to any of the people that have invested in me, and it's just such a bummer. Keep investing in me, and I'm like, I know this person, I can't invest anymore in them because my limit is 200. So anyone that invests me, I'm just going to go 200 on them because I get so many alerts and it's so time consuming.
See, that's why you want a thing like Commun-it. Commun-it can keep track of, like I said, and it'll do it for Twitter and Facebook.
Okay.
The more people you're interacting with, the more important that would be. Like I say, I can keep track pretty much with followers. Instagram's a little hard to get rid of all those ones that you followed by accident.
Is it really?
So far it is. Because you don't want to dump the ones that you want to keep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
okay, how does one get started on Commun-it?
I don't remember. I don't remember how I found it. I was in the right space. I was in the right space for it.
And then I signed out.
And then you signed out, so you haven't used it again?
No, it scared me. I didn't get it.
Yeah, like I said, it was the first one that was, it will show you the top tweets over here of the ones that most people are paying attention to, you know, so it points those out to you if you want to jump on that bandwagon or see it, right? It shows you all of the people who retweeted something you tweeted, right? It shows all of those retweets. It shows all of your new followers. It suggests a bunch of followers based on what, you know, your activity. On the not having anything in common with the people investing in you, that one's a coaching thing, and you need to just flip the attitude. Don't you have something in common with all of us? One, you're a human. Two, find commonality.
Yeah.
Do you know, speaking of this, if I'm understanding it right, the guy that invested $1 million cred in me yesterday, what country is he from?
Ooh, Morocco.
Norway.
Oh, wait, why does it sound familiar? Either I dreamed it or you did mention that.
Well, I mentioned it on Twitter. I don't know if I mentioned it anywhere else.
Oh, Periscope? I watched you on Periscope.
Oh, I probably mentioned it there. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I tried Periscope. So you saw the Periscope. I didn't know if... I haven't looked again. I did Periscope. It was funny. You were on Periscope at the same time doing story time, but I didn't see yours. But it gave me an alert. I'm like...
No, it was because of you. Because I just watched yours, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this out. So I had my little one just do a quick story. Now, do you think I should make that public? Should I take it down since it's my kid? I always worry about putting my kid out there. See,
once again, I have this problem over and over in terms of the coaching because I do seem to run a very strict law of attraction ticket. So if you don't want anybody hurting your kid, don't think anybody's going to hurt your kid. Do whatever you feel gives you joy, right? And don't even think anything bad will happen from it. But can I say that in good conscience that maybe nothing bad will happen? It still could happen, but we don't need to court it.
I like that. You said that so perfectly. That totally just shook me out of all that weird stuff.
Yay!
Yeah, she's a great coach. She's a great coach.
Thank you. She seems like a basket case. I'm a lot of fun.
Fun, and she's aligned.
And I need different hair.
I'm getting new hair soon.
Are you getting new hair too? Yours looks really good, though. You're going to go another color again, huh?
You know, I get bored. Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
I love yours, though.
It loses that really, really blue, bright, a wash or two in. That's a shame.
Oh, not so vibrant.
Hey, Hamid, do you have a, I don't know how to, Hamid Dasso 222. Hey, got any social media advice for us? He laughed. So you started, I had one on MySpace. I don't think I had like one interaction with anybody on MySpace. It was dead.
Yeah, I used it just to promote music stuff. And hey, but you know what's cool is what's his name? I Feel Good. Remember him? James Brown. James Brown friended me. James Brown, and of course, I think it was the year he passed, but it was pretty cool.
It's kind of weird when that happens. Over on Twitter and Facebook, all of them, they always have ones for TV shows and stuff. And I frequently do follow a lot of them just because I enjoy looking at the pictures or whatever. But I noticed on Twitter, Nathan Fillion, the actor from Castle, was following me. Now, it's probably some sort of robot for him, but I wasn't following him. So it's like, huh? How did that happen? Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Well, now I want to know what social media platforms are working for you. Before that just popped in my head. Sorry. What's
from
working
Egypt?
for you?
Hi to Egypt. Which platforms are working for me?
Egypt.
It really depends. My ex-husband went to Egypt. I always would have liked to go to Egypt. Egypt is one of those places that now I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's just it seems to be asking for it. When even my Egyptian friends that live here are like, nah, you'd be asking for it. As a matter of fact, no, I shouldn't tell that story. I have a story of one of them when he was flying on the plane, and his wife was carrying a big glass vase, huge glass, crystal vase, right? And she was carrying it on because she didn't want it to break, but her husband's like, they're not going to let you take that on. They're not going to let you take that on. They're not going to let that take you. And so they let her take it on, and he was like, you're going to let her? He was like the first person in line saying, don't let her take that.
Wow. Say what? Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, platforms.
Platforms.
Okay,
it depends on what you mean.
First of all, what do? You're a coach?
I'm a coach.
You're an artist. Are you using platforms for your art?
I am using some platforms for my art. Why are you laughing so hard? It is to be me. I just laugh. But yes, I do use some of them for my art. And I now have a Chandra. So I am using it for my art. I do have an Etsy store, and I have artwork over on the Angie C's Cheerleader of Life and over on Blogger.
Where's your Etsy store?
And of course, it's Angie C's. Yeah. Over at Etsy.
Everything's on your website, right? You can find everything.
Yeah, you can find everything there.
The
Etsy store is really new, really new, and the stuff that's in there was really just to get the store started. It's thinking more things in the future, mostly the chakra boxes that I've been painting. I want to do more like jewelry boxes, and as I love doing those.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah,
so
thank goodness for websites, because that's that one-stop shop, where people can just. Because it is really all over the place.
You can put everything over there. And also, it's kind of funny, over on my blog now, I'm going to separate it, I think, into days. But it's like every time I get inspiration and I think this would be really good, then I start boxing it too much and it becomes, automaton, this is what I have to do, and it loses inspiration entirely. But we're hoping that from now on, Saturdays will be Catterdays. So I'll have those fables about my cats on Saturdays with pictures. Okay. And then Wednesdays are Mind Bleep Wednesdays. So they're the ones where I'll go on a philosophical rant.
Okay.
For instance. Okay.
For instance.
For instance, I'm thinking of life like an all-inclusive vacation.
Okay. And what platforms are you using for these? Okay,
so the blog is on WordPress. It's just a WordPress blog, and it's on the domain Angie C's Cheerleader of Life. And I am, in terms of social media, on the WordPress. Do you have a WordPress blog?
Okay, I have blogger.com and wordpress.com.
So do I.
But you know what? I like WordPress. I seem to get way better feedback. I feel like Blogger kind of sits over there, and WordPress gives all the same stuff. Oh my gosh, stay away from MailChimp. Everybody, I know it's amazing, but if you try to collect your mailing list that way, your address shows up. And if you work from home, you just forget it.
Huh.
I had a nightmare setting that up.
But I haven't used it. I forget what made me go.
PO box. No, I think the thing with WordPress, people can sign up there. There's your mailing list.
Right.
So, yeah. So I love WordPress. So keep going. Sorry.
Have you done the different things for the analytics, where it talks about the key? Have you done tag words on any of your stuff? So you're doing the tag words, and then the keyword thing underneath the post thing where it has not just the links, but it has down there, it says what your keyword is, and then it rates it, and you'll actually get a color, because a lot of mine I won't have done that. And when you look at that particular form, and it's on it's right beneath your post on the make a new post form, it has all these different things to check for, how many words there are, how many, they have a zone that they think is the preferred place to aim for. I'm frequently not in the zone, so frequently mine don't have green lights, but I mean,
But you know what you're doing.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So you do try to fit their zone as much, but this is what I had to say. This is what I had to say, no more, no less.
Wow, that's cool.
I got nailed on one word because I didn't have enough words, but I had linked my Blogger blog to that. So there were a lot more words than it even knew if people clicked on the link. So you see what I mean? It's like you can't necessarily fit in their box of what is good or what's bad.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about WordPress versus Blogger?
Blogger, if you are looking for something where you can monetize it and have ads and get anything from that, whether they're your own ads or somebody else's ads or whatever, from what it looked like to me, Blogger will do those ads and benefit. And WordPress, you can do those ads and benefit, but on Blogger, you can't.
WordPress came after Blogger, right?
I'm not really sure, but I know in the beginning I was all Blogger. I have, oh my God, maybe 6 blogs over at Blogger, maybe 5. I definitely have a lot of them because they were easy to make and you could just boom, 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 and they look pretty good, pretty fast. But I was noticing all of my people who were writers that were published and getting anywhere were all on WordPress. So anybody who was taking it more seriously in terms of writing seemed to be over on WordPress.
Well, I also noticed one guy that is now following me on WordPress. I followed him and I realized he represents a lot of people. So I guess he has his own blog, but then he'll feature someone else's blog. It's like they're a group of people. It's kind of
right.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of that sort of thing that you could get into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good, the different networking ways of doing it. And I don't think I've followed anybody on WordPress. I didn't even really know how to. I don't think.
I didn't either. I just saw someone follows.
Yeah.
Right. If anyone, that's the other rule. If someone follows you, you should follow them back.
Right.
It's some book I read. Great. I should find the book.
Well, it is. It's very much, if you just think in terms
Hyatt.
Of Emily Vanderbilt or just in terms of etiquette, what would be polite? What would your mother tell you to do? Although it is weird because particularly over on Instagram, I'm following probably 5 people who have never uploaded a picture. But because they're following me. Greg's never put one up. Downey. But
I'm going to send this. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just.
So how do you feel when somebody follows you? How do you feel when somebody follows you on Instagram and you try to follow them back and it's private?
That's not happened to me yet. I haven't been on long enough.
It has to me multiple times. I have like 3 privates waiting for approval.
Wow. What do you use that for?
What do you mean? What I use? Instagram. Yeah. I focus more on photography. I didn't do Instagram in the beginning a lot when it was really, really starting in the beginning. It was hot and everybody was talking about it because I never could get a username. It was probably my internet signal was really weak and the fight was just a really big fight. So it's like, forget it. I do photos anyway. But so now I do art photography on it. I do photo from projects like gardening, and then I put up a lot of photos of my cats.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. So there's a theme, and you're like totally aligned, it sounds like. That's great. I never know what to put on Instagram. I'm absolutely this like, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
See, think of it the other way. Well, and here's the thing. Once upon a time when I was talking with a friend from school and we were talking about keeping in touch and sending emails. Now, this is before a bunch of the rest of it happened. Remember, people used to actually write a letter to each other, right? They actually used to be pen pals. I actually had some pen pals, right? I always did that.
I love stationery still and stickers.
But you see what I mean? If you communicated like that, then you're going to communicate like that. And people think it's more of a feminine aspect, but not necessarily, because the friend that was telling me that, she said she felt like a man. She never wrote letters. She hated getting letters.
You just inspired me, by the way.
Yay!
Oh,
she hated getting letters because she knew she'd have to write back. And she didn't like to write back. She liked to receive the letter, but she was too worried about the response end, so it just wasn't even any fun. Right? So for me, because I am a communicator like that, it comes naturally to me. I'll think, that's cool. So-and-so would like that, and I'll just share it. So I'm just that way. I have, because of my particular personality, I have had problems with being actually in the moment of something I'm experiencing and having it be interrupted with the desire to share it with someone.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It's like, meaning being in the moment where you're experiencing something wonderful,
you're inspired,
but actually interrupting it in your head because you feel the need to share it with someone. And I'm catching myself. Yeah, and catching.
That happened to me in meditation.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, stay meditating. No, but I need to share how meditating does this.
Sometimes you need to see, is this the ego trying to stop you meditating? That one, I'm not sure. I did the other day, though, start writing out of a meditation. I still had like 15 minutes to go, but it's like, but I have to write this down. I have this idea. I know that if I don't write it down, I'm going to lose it.
Is this for other people? You're going to be doing meditations for other people?
No, we were still talking about you meditating. But
I thought you said you were writing one.
I have written a couple. I always wonder, I haven't really done too much of the meditating on my videos because it just seems so weird to have a video where you just sit there and don't say much of anything.
Oh, that's guided meditation. But Photo Dune. I mean, you do your own photos, but they also have, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the music part of the website. So you can buy music for like $20 and just put that behind your meditation.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like doing the photos. I almost think if I could just do that, I would just do that.
I'm gonna write it. It's called Audio Jungle.
Audio Jungle. Oh, you got it in there. Okay.
Oh, I didn't give you the website.
Oh, though. Photo Dune, you said, does the photos.
And then they also do videos. They also have videos.
Isn't it like a sand dune?
A sand dune? Say what? Here, I'm going to give you the link here. And there's Fiverr, right? Fiverr for logos and...
Yeah, you put all those up because I don't know any of those. I do tend to just try to make my own. But it's just the background of photography, in the photography. And the argument that really I don't know what I am. Am I a coach? Am I an artist? Am I a writer? Am I just a wingnut?
And you also do the video and the videotape stuff.
Right. You mean the transfer of medium? Yeah.
I have a bunch of VHSs that I'm going to be doing that. Gosh,
you can always send them if you'd like. Send a box.
I am so tempted to, because I'm for the next album, I might actually try to raise money for it, and I want to find some really fun things to offer.
Good.
Like a pen pal letter. You totally inspired me. So I put that on my list.
So you're gonna do it at Patreon?
What's that?
Patreon? That's where they pay, you're a patron to artists. I supported Natalie Dawn over there. Patreon.
Thank you for reminding me. Patreon. Yeah, let me look into that again. Patreon. So that's kind of like, what are the other ones called?
Okay, I missed everything you said.
Oh, yeah. So there's Patreon. There's other places you can try to... not Bandcamp, but there's I can't remember. I'm
following some people with a zombie TV show or movie that are using Kickstarter.
That's it, Kickstarter. You like Patreon better?
I can't remember there was. I like what better?
You like Patreon better?
That's just I have actually supported some people there. I'm not currently supporting anybody that way. Because for me, the only problem with it is when it's not for a particular project and you're just supporting an artist, how long?
Yeah, right?
Did I adopt you?
Seriously, yeah. See, there's got to, yeah.
Although I was supporting Natalie Dawn, right, from Pamplemousse, or however you say it, and so when I was supporting her, she got a new guitar, and so she's on Facebook with this live, saying, "Look what you guys just helped me get," and it felt really, really good. It felt really nice.
I have a guitar on my wish list right now.
There you go. Make sure you mention that. Make sure you mention that. You mention it in a, because she had said it so that we knew that, you know, she would be shocked if this happened, or this would be an amazing moment for her. So then when she shows it, and you're just like, yeah, I helped
That's
do
really
that.
cool.
Exactly. Give people that I helped moment. Give people something back, and sometimes it's an emotional, subtle little thing.
See, that's the hard part. I think a lot of musicians have is how to give it back without sounding like just give me something. Give me. It's like, no, I want that flow. I want to be able to, like, on my vision board, there's now 2 of my heroes I will be working with soon, and as I want to pay them properly, because I want them to stay doing what they do, being my heroes. I want to support their dream, and hopefully someone can not support me, but have that same, you know, support so that I can make that happen. Because really, it's not about me and, oh, I want this. It's what is my contribution to the world, right? I mean, for all of us, and actually going back to cred, there's the other commonality thing is how are we alike? I want everybody to do what they to reach their dreams, you know.
I want everybody to at least know what their dreams are. Because I know a lot of people know.
That's what we're here for. Actually, I'm trying to create an online course about that, like life mission and sort of thing. Yeah. That's pretty much how I found mine.
I did make another change to my blog too. That's what I mean about you get inspiration that you want to do something. Any of these things work best when I'm very inspired and I think, oh, I have to do this. All my videos, if that's how they happen best. If I think too much or I plan it out, But so now, in writing, I've always been holding some back because I thought, are you aimed at a book? Or are you aimed at my cat just creamed himself jumping on something?
I heard that.
The 3-legged one, of course. He's fearless. But wipes out a lot. But so from now on, if I write it and it came out of inspiration, unless it's porn, which I do have an entire porn job, work.
Oh, you got lots of hand claps.
Believe it or not, I'm going to have an artistic book about it. Yes.
Nice. Yeah,
definitely an art book.
Something's going to come out of that. Absolutely.
Well, it is because it keeps refining. You have a vision and you start working on it, and then you get kind of like, and it keeps refining. So if it's not porn, it goes to the website right away. Hell with it.
I love that too. You've inspired me, and maybe we've just been, just working with you the way we have in the past few months has gotten me out and taking action and just blogging here. Okay, that really didn't work. And then I stop. And then I do this and I do that. But things are starting to get more defined, at least for me. I started a 99 video, which is really just my journals. It's a diary that I can.
Really? Is it on your private page, or is it for everybody to see?
It's public, but I haven't told anyone about it. You got to see video 18. All it is.
There's 18 of them. All of them is what?
Well, look, if you could find the one, it's called Michael's Garden of Paisley, and go to the one that says Gizmo. That's my best video yet. It has nothing to do with anything. It's so perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, so I
just gotta let people know they're there.
Well, the first one I actually cried in because I felt really lost. And then as I kept going, I was building the confidence, and that's what I mean. Just taking the action has helped me okay, I don't like how I talk here. I don't like how I interact here. It's really helping me just getting out there.
Absolutely. I have a story about the crying and anything where you can reach people. That's excellent crying. I did that one remember the day where I couldn't make a blab because I had a friend who died?
Yeah.
And I couldn't help it. I was just really, really, really sad and grieving my friend. And so I still did my video that day, and I realized I can't do it without looking sad and being grieving for this person, so just go with it. And I bawled on it, right? I just not too bad, probably about as bad as I think, but I did cry. Okay, so then over on Blip, there was this person that was having a bad day. I think he also actually might have been, it might have been the Netherlands, but he definitely wasn't this country. So you also have that little bit of language barrier. But so I said something peppy or nice or happy or something to him, and he said, that fake smile doesn't work with me. And I said, oh. I said, well, okay, maybe this video will work better for you. right? And I sent it to him. And he watched it. And he said, sorry for the loss of your friend. And you could tell that, yes, he did respond better to it. You know what I mean? He liked seeing, he thought the smile was fake. It's not fake. It's just me. But it was more real to him, and he responded to it.
And it's what you brought out of him, right? What he aligned with in everything you do. See, the thing is, I feel like mine are just so personal. I don't see how it would help anybody, but
it would, because the same personal, and really, it's funny. Come on, think about it. Going through this whole coaching journey, everybody is dealing with the exact same crap that you're dealing with. Everybody is dealing with a huge wall of disappointment in themselves. Everybody is dealing with and it's bad to say everybody, but keep seeing it over and over and over.
This goes. Yeah.
Self-esteem, self-worth. And see, that's where I think my largest strength in the videos lies, is saying, hey, I've been there. I've been 2,000 Angelas. I've been a bitch who can take you down. Trust me. And I've been the fake smile. I've been a real smile. I just feel it. My videos, I just try to be real and tell you, hey, this is what happened. This is how I responded to it. This is how I once would have responded to it. And this is why I don't think that's a good idea for you to respond that way. But, I'm happier here. So when when I do it my best, I think that's what I'm doing.
I love it. You have you have a very clear intention. And I think for me,
Yay.
I didn't have an intention. I just felt inspired. So, and that's how I do. I mean, my old programming, I'm still coming from that. That's how I've always done things, a very slow way. Oh, I'm just going to do this. And then it's going to start figuring itself out and bloom into a really gorgeous rose, along with all the other gorgeous roses, right?
Right. Absolutely. All the roses in the garden.
Yes. Okay. So what do you use Facebook for?
Facebook was the fourth one probably I joined. Mostly I talked to friends and family there, I would say, but it changed. I'm more open, I think, than a lot of people, because I don't have kids. I don't have anybody I have to protect. So I'm more open about meeting new people than having to insist on having known all of you before the internet. You know what I mean? I don't have to have known you brick and mortar to like you online.
And how many pages do you have, or how many pages are you a part of? Community.
Oh my God! Once people start adding you to their page.
I'm actually, a lot of things.
I'm an admin for a bunch of pages that it's like, this isn't really my page.
Oh my
God. Sometimes I participate and sometimes I just go, okay. Sometimes you had to. There's one from a work I had back in the 80s, and it was clear that the person who had started it was unclear on how to do some things. So I actually told her, make me an admin and I'll, fix that for you. It was like putting a picture somewhere or something. But so I gained a lot of people. I actually played Farmville. So that was where I first started gaining people, where you talk to them that you didn't know them in the first place. I played Farmville.
Oh, okay. I see that come up a lot on Facebook.
I don't play it anymore. But I do play the Candy Crush ones once in a while.
Oh my God, Gummy Drop. You got to do Gummy Drop. That's way better than Candy Crush.
Oh, I'll have to give it a try.
I think it's better.
Monster Blasters. You should show Monster Blasters to your kids. It's cute and fun, and it's the same thing.
Is it called?
It's Monster Blasters, I think. And they're little monsters. They're real cute. It's a good like Halloween type one. My friend Marion used to play that one. But so I have Angie C's Cheerleader of Life. I have Peabody and Sherman. I have Audio Video Center for my work. I have Bookends Bookstore, the memorial one for where I used to work, where I'm just an admin. I know I'm missing some. Isn't that sick? I have a lot of pages. Oh, wow. I have a gardening page, because I knew I was going to be putting in my garden, and I wanted to have an outlet to exchange stuff. So I have a Napa Valley Garden Exchange that there's a bunch of people who belong to it, but nobody has ever used it. But hopefully now that I'll have a garden, I'll use it, and then they'll follow.
Yeah.
So how many pages do you have?
You're planting a seed.
That's it.
Well, let's see. I have my Garden of Paisley. the Blab of ours. So that one alerts people on these Blabs and also gives, I didn't do it this week. I usually try to do a daily tip that leads up to the Blab. I was using Buffer for a while to do all this for me, but $10 a month, now it's not working for me anymore. It's just too much money. It adds up for what I'm getting back.
Right. That's what you have to decide.
Right? I loved it, but yeah, no.
The Commun-it, once you figure it out, I don't remember how much it was, but I did notice, like I said, over on Twitter, the posts that were doing the best were actually the ones I had made via that platform. So it's like, ooh, wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
And then there's the Royals that you used to be on, I guess. I've done 2 videos there, and that's just really like a mastermind / support group or something. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of people.
The Royals. Yeah, I was invited into that, and then I didn't really post much of anything, and they dumped me, I guess.
See, and I'm glad that you told me that, because that sticks in my head, and it's keeping me to do that, because I'm getting a lot of, I think I've gotten, like you were saying, people, or maybe it was Araya, the people from there will come like your page, you're interacting, and whatever we're aligned with, right? That page kind of brings me some joy, because there's people that will cry, do a video about why they're sad. There's people that will give great advice. I plan on going on there and singing a song. I've done 2 videos so far. And yeah, people are really responsive because they want that same support. I feel aligned with that, or connected.
Right. Over on I belong to one Namaste. I have a few of those. I belong to a few Abraham-Hicks ones. I belong to one for the Cancun trip where they're all talking. That's really exciting. I don't know. I didn't see the Royals it was more generic, I think. Although the Namaste, you can get some really good ones, and then you'll get some that are just, are you sure you're on the right group? Where, I think that's the one where I've actually seen nudity. And it's like, what?
Wow.
I think, and
3 spirits.
They're 3 spirits. I belong to a Doreen Virtue one that I saw just the other day, that Doreen Virtue's page said, we need to tell you that this is not, we are not officially behind this, and since this isn't moderated, we can't suggest it. Yeah. Well, you know what it was? It was somebody like us, a coach, who then started a page but used Doreen Virtue's name in the page.
Jeez, that's bold.
And so, yeah. So try something like that. They'll catch you and say something right on your page. We do not support this.
Wow. Okay. What else? Well, there's Blab. Why do we do Blab, Angie?
I was listening to somebody say that Blab was going to fail.
It's been making all these improvements, though. I've been seeing a lot of new stuff.
Well, but the reason they were saying was the price. They were talking about how much it costs to record all this streaming and what Blab's paying while not charging anybody, and it was going to that same, cost thing. But they have to be missing something, because this seems to be the year of streaming. You know what I mean? I haven't heard anybody talk about Meerkat in a while. Have you?
What's that?
Meerkat's another one that's streaming. I don't know whose it is.
Oh, and
Cats with a K.
And You Now, right, Randy? You Now. There's You Now.
I got invited to one yesterday that was total something. I need to try it again. It didn't work very well, but I'm sure it was me. Yeah, there's a
Randy. Randy, does You Now? Is that right, Randy? You Now? Do they record? Do they record and we can put it on YouTube, kind of thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do.
But they also have that kind of funny. Have they made a lot of improvements like Blab that you know of? But it does go away.
Well, unless you keep the recording on the ones that record.
Yeah, I appreciate them saving the recordings. Maybe if they just recorded it for like a week and then let them go, maybe it wouldn't cost so much.
Right. But the whole, in terms of it costing a lot, they have to have some sort of plan or something. Because, they're all going that way. So why single out just Blab as being the expensive one? Maybe because of the fact that we didn't seem to get anybody else talking except the Egyptian that wanted to talk.
You now, and also with you now, it seems like a younger audience, a lot of young people. Oh man, some of these young people are so smart. There's one guy giving all this advice. I'm like, how old is this kid? He's smarter than me. And I think there's more older people here.
Yeah, the age definitely matters. Snapchat, and what was the other one they were talking about?
I've forgotten about that one too. Snapchat.
Yeah, but I hadn't realized Snapchat was. I was thinking of it more like Instagram, but I guess it's more like a Periscope or whatever. I guess they are doing live streaming. I guess I haven't even tried it.
And Facebook. Wow, about 4 things came at me at once. I almost said them all at one time. Facebook is now doing the live streaming, right? Is that?
Well, they've been doing that, and I did one of those yesterday too, but I don't know if it ever went up.
So
I do have it now.
Everyone has access now.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
They said the Mac people, the iPhones were getting it first, so I don't know how many of the different phones. And I think
I don't see it yet.
Well, did you have to add it?
See what Randy said? Wow, in the last 48 hours, they made.
Yeah, he said they just rolled out a bunch of features. I saw that. Although,
I've been away. I haven't. I'm so behind you guys.
But the Alive one has been going a while. It just hasn't been available for as many people. And they gave it to people like Deepak Chopra, big name people first.
Oh yeah, I saw his live thing. Oh gosh, people could not. I mean, it was such bad quality, but you know what? It was pretty cool. I was really
exactly. It'd be a growing thing there. What I thought was funny is they gave it to the big name people, and Nala Cat had it. Nala Cat, Nala, and it's a cat. So one of their live streams was a cat just sleeping in a sunbeam.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm
hot. So I am playing with those. I tend to think that I should be something... you should be at an event to be live. So I keep thinking Cancun, but I really should know which one I'm going to do before I go there. You know what
Angela, I mean? Please do. Yeah. Actually, Facebook, I think, is the smart one because I've seen, that's where I saw the Depop one. It's just like, so-and-so is live. I'm like, oh, and Facebook, everyone has, right? Those always alert me. Doreen Virtue does one every Saturday.
I've seen hers. I've seen Deepak Chopra's Nala Cat.
We don't have to find it. It comes to us.
Exactly. If you're
Please do them. I'd love to do
Yay! Well, see, and that's the thing is I know that you get the other side where a lot of people would be like, you're on vacation. Get off the social media. Shut off that phone. But remember what I said. I was 21 years old and I traveled to London, England by myself. And I can remember riding this double-decker bus, right, one of those big red ones, and going past Big Ben and being like, that's Big Ben. And I'm sitting next to no one to share it with. That's what Periscope and those guys give somebody like me. Somebody who likes to share and say, look at that. That's incredible. We can.
That's a nice point. And you know what? If it ends up where you're like, I'm not inspired, then you won't be inspired, right?
Right.
I mean, Nancy will do what she's gonna do.
Sand, umbrella drink.
Say what?
Check out this lab replay from this morning. I watched part of it. Yeah, it's a very good one. Social media marketing talk from. I don't know what that part means. Social Media Examiner. Oh, well, there's going to be a, did you hear that too? There's you know how they have those conventions or trade shows and so forth? There's one on social media coming up like next week or the week after. And it's in your neck of the woods. It's in San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Roughly
I love San Diego.
Neck of the woods.
I want to live by the ocean there or Hawaii.
But so that's something people who want to know about social media and where it's going, and you might want to go to that trade show. Social media.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a private message for Randy.
It is not. I can read it. Randy,
my brain goes in so many places at once. I I'm like that horn you blow. You can blow as you're breathing in. Constant.
You could do that with well, you could do that with a harmonica.
Yeah, well, I just bought a kazoo, and I'm gonna have it for Tuesday, and a slide whistle.
Ooh, a slide whistle. You know, I was so sad. I used to have one of those things that goes, and I was gonna have it. It's a circly thing, and you move it, but I got rid of it after the earthquake. Yeah, because I used to love the idea of having little percussion instruments and listening to music and having your friends you couldn't really play, but you could put, like karaoke with sounds.
I love it. I know. I'm going to start collecting stuff.
But getting those ideas is easier than getting people to do them.
You've inspired me again. I'm going to buy 4 sets of bongos, and I'm going to have a drum circle under the full moon every month.
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
Don't get 4 sets of bongos.
Why?
4 different drums, not necessarily all bongos.
Oh, all different.
So the people, yeah. One I'd like to try is one of those ones that's more. Did you saw it? The one I posted that time where it was some exercise group and they were using like the taiko drums.
What drums?
Taiko drums. Japanese drums.
Taiko.
They're huge. You put your whole body into the boom, boom, boom. Taiko, Taiko. Drum circle.
Wait, is it TICO? Oh, okay.
I saw it twice in Napa. They did it out at Napa State Hospital once for the patients that you could come and watch. And where's it? I forget where they were beside that, where I heard about it and then went and saw them. Probably some park in Napa or something.
Well,
powerful.
One of the
coaches
at our Achieve today, I, as of the 10th, I will no longer be with them. Rainbow, she said she created her own drum. She actually made it, and I think it's made out of like animal or something. I have steel drums from
Yay! I used to have bongo drums. I used to have
the big ones or the little ones.
The little ones. And I used to have a I don't know how to pronounce it actually, but a bodhran, the Irish drum that's the one. I had one of those that I got in Ireland, but I got rid of it.
That's okay. Sometimes even though it's like something, I've done that with clothes. I'm like, why did I give it away? But you know what? I realized it was necessary. It needed to do that, right? Well, yeah, it's all good.
Yesterday, see, that's what I've been doing since the earthquake, since my parents died, and since, it's been like I've been a hoarder when I'm not one, right? So I've been kind of, since the earthquake and everything, and remodeling the house and everything, letting go of stuff, letting go of stuff. Yesterday, I took my car in for service. It hadn't gone for a long time, and I actually had prepaid several services, and out of 11, I had only used 3. But because of that, I was looking for it because I couldn't find my coupons. And this weekend is the push. I want it gone. I want a Monday or Tuesday to be able to park my car in my garage. I've had it. But yes, the more you do, it's like, it was fun to have those drums. I had an idea. It didn't work out. None of my friends were really interested in it. It was kind of boring to sit there by myself with the drums. It's more fun to sit there with a harmonica.
Love it.
I do have a kazoo. I do have a kazoo. I got one this Christmas. This Christmas, one of the who was it? Somebody at the had a kazoo, and they gave you the kazoos.
Oh, you need to bring it to the Tuesday blast.
I will definitely bring something. Props. We need props.
We do, right? I'm feeling it.
Needs to come on screen. Hi, Lamar. My voice is better. I haven't talked to you yet.
I always read these. I type, but it's hard to see. Anyway, so any other platforms we've missed?
Everybody keeps telling me to get WhatsApp. Do you have WhatsApp? WhatsApp.
What? What's that? No, I'm kidding. Can you spell it?
WhatsApp.
Okay, what's app? Oh,
sorry. I think it's one word actually, but I haven't used it yet. I think I did download it, and I'm still not sure what it does. But I think that it allows people to contact you in one spot.
What it does is it allows Angela to share with us what's in and what's not.
Is that what WhatsApp does? You know how I said that in the odd thing of why I haven't done WhatsApp yet is the two people that told me to get it. One was the one that's currently liking everything I post, and the other one was some guy 20-something from Africa who wanted to come work with me.
Wow.
Do you have WhatsApp? And when I said, I don't think this is going to work out, I'm going to have to unfriend you again. He said,
again?
No, I'm going to have to unfriend you. And he said, I posted this in some blog or something. That's why I'm saying the again. He said, I don't know. He said, you always get this way or something. And I'm like, I've written 10 sentences to this person, and he's telling me I always get this way. I was just being polite.
Wow.
But so it made me kind of go, let me see. Tanya's on WhatsApp. Yeah, I'd like to see Tanya, but if he's on WhatsApp,
Okay, I don't want to be on WhatsApp. But I am gonna check out that Blip FM still. I keep saying I'm going to. Did I say FM? Oh, whatever it's called. I have it.
It is funny because other things I saw in there, you will see.
I can get them on our Tuesday Blabs at least, right? Just create an interaction with new people.
You could. The problem with Blip, traditionally, why people don't necessarily stay there as much is it will not. What it does is you search a song and then it finds it on the internet and it'll play it. But you have more and more sites now that don't want to be played that way. So they don't have the permissions, right? And so you'll type in, and so the more popular the artist or the more heavily represented the artist, the more likely it'll be blocked in your country and you won't be able to, do that. I do really love it for new bands and, the people who you can Blip. Yeah. Expose them then. Why expose the people, you know what I mean, that don't want you to expose them? Right. I still will, because sometimes you just have to hear one of their songs, but...
Yes. Oh, yeah, and that brings us to YouTube. So you have a YouTube channel?
Mm-hmm.
The way I see YouTube is it's like storage. That's where I store things and where I can organize things. And we didn't talk about Google Plus.
Oh, Google Plus. Yeah, I don't get Google Plus whatsoever. I don't get it.
It's pretty. It's pretty. I think it's another organized thing. What's your interest? And
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't see a lot of. Well, I do see community there. I shouldn't say that. I belong to a couple of communities where they post a lot, but.
And nobody really uses their streaming anymore, right? I mean, now there's all these other streaming.
What is it? What is Google Plus is streaming?
Well, being the Google.
Isn't it YouTube? Well, and YouTube can actually stream. I haven't tried it, but it keeps saying a thing on my side that I can.
Yeah. No, I think it's all Google. Just Google itself. Like Google is Google Plus. It's
Google's
Photos and Google. We got kicked out of Disneyland because of Google. Everybody, I just want you to know.
You got kicked out of Disneyland?
Yeah,
I got kicked out of Disneyland.
Oh, I've been kicked out twice. I've been kicked out twice. Really? Yeah. Well, this one, it was open till 9, and then we went to the tiki bar, had a drink. So we were taking our time because we thought we had till 9. Then we got into the park. We stood in the wrong line. I'm like, wow, these people are so attractive. Like, there's something about them. And I didn't realize there was special people. So we got in, and the girl finally stopped and said, where's your wristband? And we're like, oh, we don't have one. She goes, okay, go in the other line. Well, little did I know we only had 1 hour instead of 2 because it was like 7 o'clock. And so we went on a couple rides and then went back into this new line. And they were checking for wristbands. She's like, I'm sorry, the park's closed unless you have a wristband. So they
do that for the special parties. They do that. I've been the wristband.
I love Google.
Oh, was it Google?
Google.
They do the same thing though for like that Mickey's.
People.
Mickey's Halloween and all those. I've done a Christmas and a Halloween, and you do those same wristbands.
Okay. Oh, and then the first time I got kicked out of Disney, well, actually, I didn't get kicked out. They threatened to kick me out if I didn't change my clothes. My head was shaved, and I had a red wig. I was trying to look like Cyndi Lauper, and a ton of bracelets. And they said, well, those look like weapons, and we don't allow costumes. I said, this is how I dress.
They don't allow costumes. But yeah,
that
that's
was back in the day, though. That was back in the day.
Tough.
What about you? When did you get kicked out?
See, Disneyland is an icon in my life. Right? We went when I was a baby, and I never got to go again. So I'd always hear of other people going, and I want to go. So I finally, when I was right around 21 with my boyfriend, we went down there, and he smoked pot in the parking lot and got us kicked out.
Wow.
got the pipe confiscated, the whole bit. So my first trip to Disneyland, we go inside. They still had the tiki restaurant in there, not the bar that's outside. It was still over by the tiki room. They had a restaurant, and it had the fire and the ladies dancing. So we had dinner. We go back outside. He had to get stoned before he went on a ride, and we get kicked out, and that's it. I went on one ride.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I returned again with my husband when we were engaged.
Aww. Well, I think
it's way past. No, it's not way past, but we're past.
We're past. Do you have? Okay, wait. When are you leaving again? Tell me every weekend. Okay, so what should we talk about next week? Do you want to go back to the chakras?
Sure.
Or yeah.
Sure.
So that would be we left off. I think solar plexus would be next.
Solar plexus would be next.
Okay, so we'll do that.
I am capable. I am able. I am able. I am able.
Anybody that is interested in chakras, we're going to talk about the solar plexus, which is the power of the gold.
But keep in mind, we'll talk like we talk.
Well, yeah,
we don't have a guest, so it'll be.
We're just chatting.
There might be a Thai recipe. I'm trying to learn how to make a Sazerac.
What is that?
Sazerac was a drink that I can't remember what her name is, but she's the lady that's in Fear the Walking Dead. When she was in the TV show Treme, she would always drink this thing called a Sazerac. And so when I went to Mardi Gras, I wanted to try a Sazerac. Now, the lucky thing was I had also that same year learned to enjoy whiskey. Sazerac is a whiskey drink, and I have now found that, you know what's in it? Whiskey and the green one, absinthe.
Oh, my.
But it is a really good drink, and it isn't really. I don't know. I don't think
I'd like to see a periscope of you drinking one of those.
There you go. Well, who knows what I'll be drinking?
Cool.
I might even, because it's at one of those all-inclusive resorts, I might even be drinking the water. Just kidding. It's a sold-out event, and you know those wristbands? They have wristbands for the all-inclusive resort, right? And they said last time that Abraham-Hicks was there, it was, I think was it Playa Carmen? They got to do their own wristbands instead of the resort wristbands, and I'll bet you they do it again. So you get to take them with you, which has her logo as a bracelet instead of resort, because she sold it out. It is sold out. So the whole resort will be only. You have to meet somebody who's into Abraham-Hicks, because that's all we got.
That's the best part of anything. I mean, it's when it's all you.
It's
I'm so excited for you. Yay, Angie. I'm very excited.
Joy. All right. That's your song when you go in there. She has this really nice joy song.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. You can sing that for us later. Okay, everybody. See you next Friday, I guess on my channel.
On your channel. Yay. See ya. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody in the chat room.